In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. And we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. Here's how the show works. We start off over on Instagram, do a couple of live videos every single day. So go follow me on Instagram. I'm at Livin' Low Carb Man. That's LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage in the content live, just like all these awesome people are doing right now. If you missed the live, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours, which hundreds of you are doing on a daily basis. So thank you for that if you're watching on the replay. You can also watch all the past episodes on YouTube because they do disappear from Instagram. So go to YouTube, type in a keyword Jimmy Rants. You will find the show. Finally, we have a Jimmy Rants podcast, which has the best of the best moments of this here show in podcast form. It's on Apple Podcasts for all my Apple fanboys, like me. I'm an Apple fanboy. And then also on Stitcher for all of you who use an Android device. JimmyRants.com is the website with all of those links. Today's Jimmy Rants is all about mindset. Because I think a lot of people, they go keto and they have one goal in mind. So think about when you started keto. When you went on a low carb, moderate protein, high fat ketogenic diet, you had a goal in mind. And I'd say the vast majority of people, when they go keto, that goal is some arbitrary weight loss number. Okay? So you go keto and I'm going to lose 90 pounds. So that's your goal. And so you set off on your goal. And of course, you're not going to lose 90 pounds anytime soon. So you set off on the goal and you get into it and you lose 10 pounds really quick. Great. Then you kind of go down the road a few more weeks, maybe a couple months. You lose another 10 pounds. Great. And then at some point, your brain starts to tell you, uh-oh, I'm not anywhere near my 90-pound goal yet. I'm not seeing any results from this keto diet yet. Therefore, this keto diet has failed me, and now I'm going to give up on it. Can I get a witness, anyone? You know you've done it. It's one reason I try to take the emphasis off of making a weight loss goal, because it'll be very, very obvious that if you're making your body healthier, that weight loss will follow. I mean, duh. That's pretty axiomatic, that if you're healing your body on the inside, then weight loss should follow that. Okay? So what I want to talk about here today is, are you noticing, do you even notice these little moments of success that are happening on your keto journey? Because I think sometimes we lose what's happening in the here and now and right here because of the big picture. Now, I'm a big picture kind of thinker, and I think it's good to keep the big picture in mind always. But sometimes when you only look at the big picture, you miss the minutia. And some of that minutia is showing you signs that you're doing very well. So let me give you some examples. So I recently started on this keto carnivore experiment, and I started that in January, and I lost a whole lot of weight really fast, like 23 pounds in 28 days. And obviously it has slowed down since that initial weight loss. But for me, I have noticed lately that I can feel that I've lost weight. And it's so funny because you can just like be walking and then suddenly you're like, wait a minute, I used to have like a little pain in the low back on the right side. I don't feel that anymore. You know, or it's, oh my gosh, this shirt is like so loose on me now. So that's a moment, a little moment that tells you that success is happening. Am I anywhere near some goal of fat loss right now? No. But am I noticing what has happened just in the short period of time that I've been doing something new to try to move that needle? Absolutely. So another example, let's say you go to your doctor and before you started keto, you got back a triglyceride reading of, say, 349. Okay? So then you're keto and you go back in 6 months later and he tests your triglycerides and they come back at 71. Is that not a little moment of success that you need to go, oh my gosh, look what this is doing for me? And I think we neglect all the good that happens along the way in our journey because of our intense focus just on the big picture, which again, there's nothing wrong with having a big picture goal. I want to lose X number of pounds. I want to feel better. I want to come off of medication. I want to do this. I want to do that. Make your big goals. But if you're not celebrating all along the way, all of the intricacies of good stuff that is happening, that is a one-way ticket to discouraging yourself and not getting the full results that you're looking for. So do you find yourself in that category where you're so intently focused on the big picture goal? And again, if you're just joining us, most people make a big picture weight loss goal. I'm going to lose 90 pounds. And then when they kind of get stuck, they're like, oh my gosh, this is not working anymore, neglecting all of the good things that have happened along the way. So maybe you guys have some examples of little moments, and maybe you've never stopped to think about it before. This is the thing that's fascinating to me, is this isn't even on the radar screen of a lot of people because they have so conditioned themselves to believe that the goal is the only goal. And anything else that happens, you're not really paying attention to because you're so narrowly focused on the goal that you miss the good stuff that happens along the way. I can tell you when I originally went on the Atkins diet, I made a big goal and I reached it eventually. But the reason I reached the big goal, which was weight loss at the time, the reason I reached that weight loss goal was I didn't look at it as a big chunk. I broke it up into 10-pound chunks. So my goal is to lose 10 pounds. Okay, that doesn't sound unreasonable. And so when I made that my short-term goal to notice any weight loss that was happening, that was what kind of helped motivate me to then eventually lose 180 pounds. And I tell people I didn't lose 180 pounds. I lost 10 pounds 18 times. And when you put the perspective in your head of celebrating those moments all along the way, it changes your whole frame of reference about how you're doing on your keto journey. So maybe you had a grand design of what you wanted to see happen when you went keto, and maybe you're feeling a little discouraged today that, oh my gosh, I'm not reaching any of my goals that I had intended to hit. I don't understand what's wrong with me. What's wrong with this diet? When there probably isn't anything wrong at all. You just need the right perspective. You need to be tracking those little moments of success. And are you noticing them? If you're not noticing them, hopefully today's Jimmy Rants is putting it on your radar screen. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for being here on another episode of Jimmy Rants. Good morning, Joette. Thanks for being here. Hello, Keto 42054. So Keto 42054 says, that's very true. I've been going through that exact same thing. And you're not alone. Everybody goes through these times on their journey where they have such an intent focus on the big picture that they lose all the good stuff happening all along the way. Because people will tell me, well, keto so failed me. I'm like, well, tell me about it. Oh, well, I don't have any hunger anymore between meals. I'm able to intermittent fast for a very long time. My blood pressure's come down. I feel very energetic. My brain is on fire. And I'm like, whoa. You just said keto didn't work for you. Oh, yeah, all those things happen, but I wanted to lose 20 pounds. Are you an idiot? Is what I want to say to people. But I'm a nice guy. I don't say that out loud. But I think it up here. And I go, think about what all you just described happened as a result of going keto. Are we not celebrating and noticing all of those moments of success? Is it the success that you wanted? Maybe not. Is it success, though? You bet it is. You bet it is. Keto Stoner says, yes, the scale stalls, but the pants fit totally different. Yeah, that's another whole discussion in this as well. So thank you for sharing that. Is when the weight loss stops, which it generally does at some point, it stalls, plateaus, whatever vernacular you want to use. A lot of people think, oh, well, the benefits stop. But I can tell you there was a moment during my Atkins diet weight loss in 2004 where I had lost 100 pounds, and then for 10 weeks in a row, I didn't lose any weight on the scale at all. 10 weeks, just nothing. And I'm going, what in the world is going on? But I'd already lost 100 pounds, so I wasn't like too upset about that. So I stuck with it, and eventually the weight started coming off. But what I noticed was during that time, the 10-week period, 2.5 months of no weight loss, I lost 6 inches off my waist. So this is why I'm a big anti-scale guy. Some people are like, well, you just don't want people to see where they are in their weight loss. I'm like, honestly, do what makes you feel good. But I see more people get discouraged by the scale and what it says than I do encouragement, which is why I'm not a big fan of that. You've got to celebrate all the other little moments along the way in your journey. And if you're not doing that, you think keto's failing you. It's the one-way ticket to going off of keto. My last Jimmy Rants episode, I talked about this gentleman who decided that he didn't want to do keto anymore, and he just felt like, well, just keep everything in balance and eat whatever you want as long as you keep a caloric deficit in play. And okay, he's one of those people that didn't celebrate all those little moments along the way in his journey. Mike says, ways to get a small victory is to look at the notches on your belt as they go bye-bye. Yes, Mike, that is a great one because as you lose like an inch off of your waist, yeah, you can see the notch. What's really fun, and only those of you that have been really, really big will understand this one. What's really fun is when you get a belt and you start taking an ice pick and you hammer new holes into the belt. That's a cool feeling. Hashtag meat heel, says Joette. It is for me right now. On the intense focus on solely the numbers on the scale, so many people can't see anything but those numbers. And that's a shame, Keto Stoner. I think it's one thing I've tried to talk about a lot in my work is when you look at that lying liar that lies, which is my little code word for the scale, when you only look at that, you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for psychological disappointment. So why put yourself through that? It's very obvious, as I stated at the beginning, that if you get healthy on the inside, guess what's going to happen on the outside? Oh yeah, that's right, you're going to lose weight. So I don't understand why we have this obsession about having to step on a stupid scale just to see where we stand in our journey. To me, head down, do what you're doing on your keto journey, reap the benefits all along the way, notice those little moments of success, and then in the end, you will hit your ultimate goals. Let's see. Living, Liz, and Healthy says, my non-scale victory is that I'm just a happier person overall. I smile like a crazy person for no reason at all. Yeah, and so, yeah, I like that whole non-scale victory because it does take the emphasis off of that scale. And yet so many people are tied in bondage to that scale. If that's you today, listen to me carefully. Stop. Stop. For your own sanity's sake, for your own stress level's sake, for all the reasons that we talk about here on Jimmy Rants so often, just stop putting yourself through that torture. It is absolute torture to think that the be-all, end-all in your health journey when you go keto is about what that stupid scale has to tell you. The sooner you learn this lesson and the sooner you understand that it's about all of the health markers that get better and all of these things that happen with your brain health and mood calming down, when you're able to have more energy than you've had in years, when skin tags start to shrivel up, all of those things, for example, are great signs that good things are happening along the way on your keto journey that may or may not show up in that scale. Nicholas says, hi, finally able to catch you live. This is an excellent topic. I just noticed on Sunday how awesome I felt running my 10K race while fasted and on keto. It wasn't my fastest time, but I felt great. And that is so awesome, Nicholas. By the way, congratulations. I don't know if I could run a 10K. I don't know if I could do a 10 foot. I'm just kidding. But that's awesome, dude. And it's pretty awesome when you just like suddenly notice it. Like the other day when I was I forget where I was kind of out and about running errands, and suddenly I had this realization, I'm smaller. I feel smaller. I feel the weight loss that has taken place. And so I didn't need a scale to tell me that. I could feel it. And it's the weirdest feeling. And again, unless you've gone through that experience and been so hyper aware of your body, and then suddenly you're like, whoa. It's a cool feeling. Katrina says, I have lupus and my complement activity went from 65 down to 38. That means more than any number on the scale to me. Katrina, you are celebrating it, and kudos to you. That's awesome. Yes, says Joette, my huge moment, lupus and RA went into remission after a few weeks of going carnivore. That is outstanding. Val says, my goal has always been to be off of all medications, and I've got one more to go. Val, you're going to do it. When I went on the Atkins diet, I was on 3 prescription medications. I was taking Crestor for high cholesterol. I was taking Advair for the respiratory issues, and I was on some kind of a blood pressure medication. The blood pressure one came pretty quick because I was getting dizzy getting off the couch. Came off of that really quick. The Advair, I stopped wheezing after about a month. And then I held on to the statin medication for 9 months just because I was still concerned about the cardiovascular risks. But I quickly got over that and haven't worried about it ever since. Thank you for the reminder of the small goals making huge victories. Yeah, Kimberly, I think sometimes we lose perspective. Here's something that will help a lot of you. When you wake up in the morning or you're going about your day, I want you to have a journal. So I want you to call this your little moments of success, your little moments of keto success journal, okay? And I want you to write down the date and write down the time, and I want you to write down all of these little moments of success that I've been talking about. Because sometimes we forget from whence we came and forget about all of the successes along the way, that if you have it in journal form, can you imagine a year from now, you like flip through that bad boy and you go, oh my gosh, how did I not see all this before? It's pretty spectacular when you do that. So will you guys do that for me? I'd love to know how that helps you out, and it'll help keep your mindset right about all of this topic we're talking about here today on Jimmy Rants. Of you'll remember and you'll notice all of the little things that happen for you all along the way. And oh yeah, write the big things too. I lost 20 pounds. I was able to come off of medications. Those are all really big things. But I want you to notice, today I felt pretty. Today I felt strong. Those are not just subjective measures of success. They're actual success. And I want you to start treating them as such. Texas Livingston says, I've only lost 30 pounds in almost 3 years. Nope. Not on Jimmy Rants. You're not going to pull that crap. You've lost 30 pounds in 3 years. Celebrate it. But she did add the caveat, but my BMI has gone from 40% to 25.2%. And that's awesome. And the fact that you recognize the BMI is an important marker for you to measure your success. But I hate that whole vernacular. Only law. Stop doing that to yourself. It's just messes with your head. Kings 71611. I celebrate any weight loss I do have. I have PCOS. It's 10 times harder for me to lose weight, which, by the way, those of you, women get PCOS. It's a form of insulin resistance, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it does make it extraordinarily hard to lose weight because of the insulin resistance. Not impossible, though. I'm loving how keto makes me feel. Kings continues, no more low blood sugar. That's awesome. I went from 4 antihistamines a day to 0, says KW Lackey. That is something to celebrate. Big time. Fat Fueled Fitness started keto by just not eating carbs, then went to net carbs, now total carbs, and waiting on my Keto Mojo to begin testing. Confidence equals success. Yeah, testing blood sugar and ketone levels can be a great way to track how you're doing on your keto journey. Because a lot of times people go, well, I'm not losing any weight. What's your blood ketones? Oh, no. What's your blood sugar? Oh, no. Well, I can't really help you if you're not doing tools to try to track your progress on your journey. I did this for health reasons, says Helen. Little to no weight loss for about 6 months, then whoosh, a tight 12 to a 10, and 3 weeks later an 8. And that's the thing too. You've got to remember, you didn't just suddenly get fat and unhealthy. It took many, many years that it built up. And so you have to be patient with yourself. And as your body adjusts to this new way of eating, it could take time for it to adjust your weight. So it's just amazing to me that people put all the onus on keto to be this miracle for them when they're forgetting how to get in this situation to begin with. Mike says, how do you feel? Have your knees stopped hurting, and do you no longer have heartburn? All of these things show that your health is coming around. Yes, Mike, like I said, these are subjective measures that people can see for themselves, but subjective success is still success. Thanks so much. Gotta go, but if you're looking for a baby keto convention to check out, come visit us in Canada. I don't know why. A baby keto. When she said baby keto convention, I thought they were saying it was a keto convention for babies or to help you make baby. Anyway, my brain went a million places when I read that. But you mean a small one, yes. If I'm invited, I am more than happy to come up to British Columbia for your keto convention. You got to reach out to me, Jimmy@llvlc.com. Anita says, in today's world, we are taught instant gratification. I love the idea of journaling. It gives you that instant gratification. And while it may not be the big picture goal that you set out for yourself when you went keto, it is still success. And I, hopefully in this Jimmy Rants, am articulating that even that success is still huge success that you need to be celebrating. Yes, journal so you can look back and see how far you've come. I've kept one for years, says Val. See, Val, you know. Joette says, able to come off of 23 medications now. Now, that's not a non-scale victory. If that's not a moment of success on your keto journey, I don't know what is. My cousin Robert's here. Hey, Robert. Yeah, I'm not taking my meds for diabetes and high cholesterol. I feel great. That's my big moment of success. Thank you for all your help and inspiration. Yes, he just started keto right about 6 months ago, wasn't it, Robbie? Maybe 5 months ago, and had skyrocketing blood sugar, skyrocketing type 2 diabetes numbers, triglycerides really high, really bad numbers. And he said, cuz I need some help. So I was able to help get him on keto, and he's doing spectacular. I'm really proud of you, Robert. You're doing a great job. Downtown Vapor says beta blocker is cut down by half. That's another big moment. Robert followed up, my doctor is really amazed at all this. Yeah, doctors will be amazed. And doctors will sometimes actually discourage you along the way as well. So you have to be aware of that, especially when it comes to like cholesterol numbers. So a lot of doctors will focus on your total cholesterol, your LDL cholesterol, which can go up in some people with keto. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it does tend to happen. Meanwhile, your HDL cholesterol goes up, your triglycerides go way down, your blood sugar's down, you feel great, you've lost weight, yada, 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 yada. And we have to keep doctors on the straight and narrow of not discouraging us when that happens. Texas Livingston also no longer pre-diabetic or have high blood pressure. My arthritis is better. Yep. Kathy Queen says, I'm loving the keto lifestyle. Yeah, what's not to love about it, right? Kings says, how do you encourage a spouse that just always seems down even when they have lost 17 pounds? You encourage them. Kings, I think this Jimmy Rants is specifically for your spouse, because I wanted to come on here today and articulate that we need to stop being so focused on that big picture goal, which apparently the big picture goal is a lot more than 17 pounds of weight loss, that person's getting discouraged, not celebrating that they've lost 17 pounds, but getting discouraged. Oh my gosh, I should have lost 50 pounds by now. Encourage them. Have them journal. Have them write down. And maybe for the first time in their life, they start thinking about subjectively, what am I feeling? How am I feeling? Am I clearer headed for the first time in my life? Am I able to have more energy? Am I able to go many hours without eating, intermittent fasting? Those are all things. And so this Jimmy Rants is for your spouse, Kings, and I hope that it encourages them. Others complimenting us on our weight loss is worth journaling too, says Rochelle. Yeah, write that down. Write it down when someone says something nice. Oh, you look like you've changed your hair. Or you lost weight. It's pretty cool. Hey, Sherry Watkins. Sherry says, best thing I found is no more foods calling my name, no longer eating one meal and then thinking about the next. I don't think about food at all, and especially with this keto carnivore I'm doing, when I do eat, it's meat and animal foods. When I'm not eating, I'm not thinking about anything regarding food. And then when it's time to eat again, I'm eating meat and animal foods. It's not hard. Some people would call that boring, but I call it structured and no longer thinking about and obsessing about food. Stephanie says, I just recently bought a blood glucose ketone meter, fasting blood glucose 5.5 to 6, morning fasting ketones 0.2, still not losing weight, been stuck at the weight for 4 months. So, Stephanie, write to me through Instagram. I'm happy to help you with that. Those numbers are not in the good range yet, and I want to kind of get a gauge for how you're doing on your keto journey. So don't be discouraged. The reason you're not seeing success is you're not in ketosis. The reason you're not seeing success is you still have very high blood sugar levels. So send me like a sample of what you're eating and write to me through Instagram. I'd be happy to help you. All right, guys, that is it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. The bottom line is, are you noticing all those little moments of success on your keto journey? Because if you're not, hopefully by now, after this Jimmy Rants, hopefully by now, you understand there are so many good things happening, even when you're not noticing them. So open your eyes, look for those moments of little success, because they all add up to huge, abundant success on your keto journey. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. And as always, we start off over on Instagram. So go follow me there at Living Low Carb Man. And it's LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you are there, you can engage live, just like all these people did here today. Marisa says, finally caught a live for the first time, and I don't have anything to say or don't know what to say. That's funny. So if you don't watch the live, though, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours. After 24 hours, it does disappear from Instagram, so go follow all the past episodes. Over 200 episodes now, you guys, over on YouTube. So type in a keyword, Jimmy Rants, on YouTube or Google. You will find the show. Finally, the Jimmy Rants podcast is available on Apple Podcast and Stitcher. JimmyRants.com is the website. So until next time, we'll see you then.